Hey everyone, PhotoJoseph here. DxO has released two new updates, Photolab 6 and Viewpoint 4. And as usual, I was asked to do the press demos for their virtual press tour. In this video, using the same demo I gave the media, I'm going to show you the new and enhanced features of Photolab 6, which is, many Mac users will be happy to hear, now fully Apple Silicon native. There's a separate video for Viewpoint 4, so you can jump right to that from here, or click the link at the end of this video to watch it then. In case you're new to Photolab, Photolab is a full-featured photo editing app. This is not a complete demo of Photolab, just a tour of what's new in Photolab 6. Let's get into it. First up, Deep Prime XD, the next evolutionary step of the groundbreaking noise removal Deep Prime engine, which now goes to XD. XD for extra details. First, notice that the photo we're working with has an ISO of 20,000. I'll go into the Customize tab, zoom in 1:1, and take a look at the noise in the bokeh and the lack of detail in the gold lettering. That's what I want you to focus on. We'll head over to the Denoising tab, and under the Denoising Magnifier tool, I'll set this over the area that I want to focus on, here where I can see the gold leaf and the bokeh in the background. The way that this tool works is the live or real-time preview only happens in this small window. So first, there's the original Prime, followed by Deep Prime, and now the new Deep Prime XD. The best way to appreciate this though is to export it, so I'll go ahead and send this out, which on my Intel Mac Pro takes about 23 seconds for this 24 megapixel file. By the way, the same file on an M1 MacBook Air takes only 19 seconds. In this close-up detail, take a close look at the noise in the bokeh and the extra detail in the gold foil. Next up, DxO Wide Gamut. Photolab's engine receives a brand new and exclusive color workspace to extend its color capabilities called DxO Wide Gamut. For deep technical information on what DxO Wide Gamut is, please visit the DxO website. Under the new Working Color Space tab, you'll see that there's a classic Legacy color space and the new DxO Wide Gamut. All your legacy images will remain in the Legacy color space until you switch them over manually. As I toggle back and forth between these, notice that there is a subtle difference in the color seen on your screen. Of course, once you're viewing this on your own screen and not through YouTube, it'll look much different. Now to the new soft proofing profile. Notice the ICC profile is set to Rec 2020, or HDR. When I activate soft proofing, you're going to see no visual difference because it is in a Rec 2020 color space. However, as I switch to sRGB, you will see a noticeable difference on screen, previewing what your image would look like on a standard display versus an HDR display. If you're printing, you can also soft-proof your images using a variety of CMYK profiles or using a generic one. Next up is the newly enhanced Retouch tool, formerly known as the Repair tool. First, I'll zoom into 100% and point out these sensor spots on the photo that clearly need to be retouched. I'll zoom into 200% so we can see them really clearly. I'll open the Retouch tool, which has both Repair and Clone modes. I'll resize my brush and adjust the feathering so it adequately covers this sensor spot. One click and it's gone. And another click to remove that one. This one's a crescent shape, and I'm going to deliberately paint over it incorrectly, leaving part of it out. Now there's a new Add Brush tool that allows me to add to the brush stroke, as well as erase from it if I need to clean something up. This works extremely well for cloning too. I'll pan over to a different part of the image, where I have this brick pattern imprinted in the wall that I want to replicate right here. I'll bring up the Retouch tool again and switch over to the clone mode. I'll start by painting over the area that I want to paint the clone into, so painting on this blank area of the brick. The software is going to automatically grab an area that it thinks I want to clone from, but of course I can change that. I'll reposition it over this brick, which will take a little bit of nudging to get just about right, and then I need to clean it up. We can see that I need to erase the shadow side of that, so a quick swipe of the Erase tool will take care of that. Finally, to ensure that everything lines up properly, I'll need to use the Deforming tool. This will allow me to squish and stretch and even rotate the source so I can make it match on the new destination. With a little bit of fiddling, I can get it just right. With every new version of Photolab, the DxO Photo Library gets beefed up. This iteration adds expanded EXIF and IPTC fields for more complete metadata management experience. In the Metadata tab, under the IPTC categories, you'll find 4 different categories, 3 of which have new fields. The Content category, Image category, and Status categories all have new metadata fields. Under the EXIF window, it doesn't appear that there's very much EXIF information, but if you click on this little plus, it'll actually reveal a lot more. And here you'll find 2 new fields, the serial number, and software version. Color labels are a popular way to organize images across a variety of applications. Now you can set a color label inside of Photolab 6. I'll set that one to red, this one to yellow, and finally the last one I'll set to green. The color label information is saved in Universal XMP data, which means that if I look at an app like PhotoMechanic, I'll actually see the same color labels showing up here. In fact, I can click on an image in PhotoMechanic and change its color, and we'll see it update immediately over in Photolab. Next are the new group projects. Projects are virtual organization within Photolab. You can see here that I currently have no projects built. With these two images selected, I'll right-click on them and choose Create a Project from Current Selection, and I'll name that Kevin's Bar. I can also create a new project group, and this I'll name Slovenia, as that's where these photos were taken. Then I'll drag Kevin's Bar into Slovenia, and I'll also make a new empty project inside of that same project group and call this one Buildings. I want to add those photos of the buildings into this project, but I don't remember where I put them. So I'll right-click on a photo in Kevin's Bar, Reveal in Folder, taking me back to the folder I was working on. Here I'll select those building images, which I could either drag and drop into that project, or I can right-click on them and then drill down into the Add Current Selection to Project and find the appropriate project to add them to. Now that they're in projects, when I click on each project, I'll see just those photos, or if I select the container, I'll see all the photos inside of it. There are a few other minor updates as well. If you'd like to learn more, there's an affiliate link down below to the DxO website, where you can read more about the upgrade and download a free trial. Also, if you haven't seen it already, be sure to check out the video on DxO Viewpoint 4 as well. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.